Trustee Henyard,
Yes, Mayor.
you usually have announcements.
You know I do. I was waiting for y'all to put my name on this paper, so I don't got to speak in general announcement. Yes, I have several. The one thing that you guys been waiting on is the big gas giveaway. I'm having that on January 17th.
And so many drivers lining up at gas stations throughout the city and suburbs to take part in a free gas giveaway.
A Chicago businessman, Willie Wilson, put up $1 million of his own money to pay for it.
If at first you don't succeed, run for mayor again. Today, businessman Willie Wilson announced he will once again challenge Rahm Emanuel for the Chicago mayor's office.
Is the third time the charm. After running for Chicago mayor in 2015 and 2019 and failing to make the runoff election either of those times, wealthy businessman Willie Wilson announced this morning he's going to run for the job again.
He's also run for U.S. Senator Dane and for President of the United States unsuccessfully, but he could have a bigger impact this time, especially given his popularity among voters in Chicago's politically pivotal Black community.
Again, January 17th will be the gas giveaway here in the village of Dolton for all Dolton residents.
Last Thursday, when Willie Wilson put up $200,000 for a gas giveaway at 10 stations across the city, it turned to chaos at a few locations and caused massive delays, upsetting some trying to get to work and get their kids to school on time.
Some suburbs don't want to be a part of it.
What started out as 50 gas stations is quickly dwindling down. Philanthropist Willie Wilson prepares to give drivers $50 worth of gas each for a combined total of $1 million. We saw long lines when Wilson gave away $200,000 worth of gas in the first giveaway. And it's for that reason police departments in South Suburban Posen and Alsop put a halt to any giveaway in their communities.
We can offer alternative locations that might be better suited, or other suggestions such as the gas card giveaway.
Alsop said it would have cost nearly $10,000 in overtime to have officers direct traffic.
I'm not going to let anybody, literally anybody, to tell me how to spend my money. If they want to do something, spend their own money and go out and do it. I'm probably going to have to do it again because gas prices are supposed to go up. And if it goes up, I'm compelled to help.
Then whenever you tell me you need something, I'll show up and I'll do it by giving gas.
Tiffany Henyard enthusiastically pitched Sunday's free gas giveaway on her Tiffany for Mayor Facebook page Saturday. 24 hours later, the takers showed up in droves.
So if you are in need of gas for your vehicle, please come to, I don't got the location yet.
That gas giveaway took place right here at the Food for Less in Dolton. It was billed as a mayoral campaign kickoff for Dolton trustee Tiffany Henyard.
You must register, man. Make sure I'm clear. You must register in order to get the free gas. You cannot just pull up. I know the last time when we did it in December, everybody named Mama came from Markham, Harvey, Riverdale, everywhere to get gas. This is strictly for my Dolton residents. I like to show my appreciation to you guys and say that you guys, I'm here for help because I know you guys struggle in getting everyday things. So
if the giveaway didn't cross the legal line, it definitely stood right on top of it.
Technically, to prove that it's illegal, you would have to prove that her intent was to be exchanging those gas credits for votes. It's inappropriate conduct regardless of whether it's technically illegal.
Henyard's spokesperson says she used her own money, but when asked if Henyard's intent was to exchange gas for votes or if she was aware she may be breaking the law, her spokesperson said she'd get back to me.
The Trustee Henyard's spokesperson got back to us just a short time ago, denying that the gas giveaway was an attempt to buy votes.
And again, you need face masks, hand sanitizer, or gloves. Contact me and I will drop it off to you. Thank you, Mayor.
Can you register me tonight?
Yep.
No.
Yep. No. You're going to be first on the list.
My car takes 17 gallons, so is there a limit?
Nope. I did $20 fill-ups, and then, by the way, I did 87, 89, and 93 for those expensive cars. So anybody can get it.
$7.5 million in prepaid gas cards are headed for the pockets of Chicago's neediest drivers. Sound familiar? Mayor Lightfoot's announcement comes just 1 week after businessman Willie Wilson gave away $1 million in gas, his second giveaway this month.
I may not know much, but I know business.
But in the business of politics, Wilson calls his 2019 endorsement of Lori Lightfoot
endorsement will be behind her today.
A misstep.
I made a mistake. I made a hell of a mistake.
The runway to this announcement came last month as Wilson gave away over $1 million in free gas around the area. Days after Wilson's giveaway, Mayor Lightfoot announced a City Hall gas giveaway. She says it was not a political reaction.
I don't react to what other people do, other than the residents of our city. The gas prices were spiking way before this stuff happened. So we want to make sure that we're giving people relief through the course of the summer. But we're going to try to make it as painless as possible. You not have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. You're not going to sit in a long line. We want to get this, bring these cards directly to you.
Lightfoot making a nod to scenes like this from last week.
Try to get in line early.
When you're thinking about the game plan, it sounds remarkably the same. If they're giving out $7.5 million, that sounds like something that they could have done quite a bit ago before Willie Wilson.
Do you think this is a smart move by Mayor Lightfoot and her administration?
Helping your constituency is always smart. Whether that translates into votes or not, that's a gamble on both of their parts. I don't know that that is going to translate you giving me something for free and now I'm going to vote for you. I don't know how that translates.
But we were giving away 500 children's coats on Sunday. You must be Dolton residents, and you must have a Dolton ID. And they will come in, try the coats on, so make sure that they fit. So if you're in need of some children's coats, come out, bring your identification, bring the children with you, and they will be able to try on coats so they'll have a good fit.
Mayor, one thing, can you guys please advertise my gas giveaway? Is that doable this time?
Well, I think that is politically related, and I don't think we'll be able to do that for you, Trustee Henyard. We're not putting our coat giveaway on the website or anything, but at any rate, we're going to move on with our agenda for the night.
In response to mayoral campaign rival Willie Wilson, Lori Lightfoot wants to use taxpayer money to give away 50,000 gas cards worth up to $150 and 100,000 CTA Ventra cards worth up to $50 each. The giveaways, scheduled to run all summer, ending as a Lightfoot re-election campaign would begin to collect voter signatures in August on its nominating petitions.
And what's more important, a senior that doesn't have heat, or to give out free gas cards as a promotional gimmick for re-election campaign?
Anthony Beal, who wants the $12.5 million taxpayer dollars used for other, more worthy programs, was among a dozen committee members voting no on the mayor's proposed giveaway. The mayor's allies saw no problem with putting her name on the giveaway cards.
And I don't care whose name is on it. Somebody have to sign somebody's check. They're not going to look at the name. They're going to look at the amount on that check.
Others called it improper electioneering to use taxpayer dollars to compete with Willie Wilson, who plans another big gasoline giveaway this weekend.
Is that Willie Wilson is coming out of his own pocket with his own money, whereas what's being proposed here is spending the taxpayer dollar to do the same. So I won't be in support of this should it make it to the council.
Today's 15-12 committee vote signals the roll call could be close again next week if the city council, as expected, debates the measure then.
Next question is for Trustee Henyard. It says, is your gas giveaway a political offering?
It is not. The mayor used the word political, but if you go down my timeline, you will see that I've always given back to my community over my 8-year tenure here at the village as your trustee. So if you do want the gas, stop by.
Wilson denies, just as he did when he handed out money at churches during his last run for mayor, that he's not buying votes. He points out that some gas stations that participated in the gas giveaway are outside of the city, as well as his long record of humanitarian work. Wilson said yesterday he's donated money and supplies all over the country for more than 25 years.
Campaign watchdogs won't call it buying votes, but they can't believe the handout won't help Wilson at the polls.
This feels much like the way the old Chicago machine has long worked.
Lightfoot wants to use a lottery to distribute the gas in mass transit cars. The original plan that was first put out by the mayor got a lot of pushback.
And is this something taxpayers can afford?
Yes, we wouldn't do anything that we didn't think that we could pay for.
What a tactic!
tax that you walk down the street, tax that you come out your house.
75% of the funds for people who need it the most on the west and south sides of the city.
The question here is asking me, why didn't I post Trustee Henyard's gas event, but Mayor Rogers' coat event when he said it wouldn't be posted? I don't want to try to restate what Mayor Rogers said, but there was, Mayor Rogers did state that his coat drive was not political because this was not an event that came into being just because it's campaign season. This is something that's been going on as an annual event, so it was not a political event.
From those who think Mayor Lori Lightfoot's prepaid gas and transit card giveaway is a political stunt.
To say it comes off as a gimmick would be an understatement. We have hundreds of millions of dollars that we can use to improve the lives of our residents, and this is the route we're going.
My office has been flooded with calls and from our constituents with the need for us to help them trying to apply for these cards. So I think that this is a home run for many constituents.
But in this video, police ask him if he's asking for preferential treatment. 26th Ward Alderman Roberto Maldonado wants to go home. Problem is, he wants to drive right through this crime scene.
Can anybody drive me to my house?
No, is that a special favor you're asking for as an alderman?
No.
But the ask and subsequent argument goes on for another 5 minutes.
You've been made quite clear, quite sure to inform us that you're an alderman.
Police officers are in the police department is such in bad shape with the citizens, okay?
So I think that this is a home run for many constituents.
The proposal inched its way to approval by only 3 votes, 26 to 23.
He said that his event is not going to be posted either because his was political. But you guys still posted his and not mine, which I asked several times. Just like we had a COVID event this past Sunday, and you guys didn't post that either. All it is getting information to the residents so that they know that there's other resources out here as well.
Alderman Anthony Beal called the program a promotional gimmick for a re-election campaign.
So until we start addressing the 800-pound gorilla in the room, which is the crime, then we're going to continue to go down this road.
And Mayor Lightfoot's response?
The suggestion that it's a gimmick, it's a stunt, it's the mayor's political, let's put all that nonsense aside. The bottom line is, in this city, there are people who barely have a couple dollars in their pocket.
So the question asked me why his event was posted, and I'm restating that it was not a political event.
You're saying that his event wasn't political? Is that what you just said?
I said that was discussed in the previous meeting, that he stated the event was not political because the coat drive has been happening for several years. It is not an event that came into being because it's campaign season. That is my response for the question that was addressed to me.
Okay, so I'm stating for the record that his event was political. You guys was there. You guys did Facebook Lives, put it on our village social media. So it was definitely political. You guys had vote for all your candidates on there. So resident, it was political. They just don't like to give the information out that other trustees do on the board, especially myself. I do a ton of events in town. That's why you always see me get my number out so that you can reach me, since the village don't want to share anything. Thank you.
Some more campaign controversy for Dolton's Tiffany Henyard, who's running for mayor. Now, back in January, she held a gas giveaway, which raised questions about illegal vote buying. The candidate raising eyebrows again by giving away cash prizes at a fundraiser this weekend. Come support Tiffany Henyard for mayor of Dolton and maybe win one of 3 cash prizes totaling more than $8,000. Last week, Henyard claimed victory in Dolton's Democratic Party primary. If that win is certified, she would face independent Ronnie Burge in the April 6th election.
Were you all inspired by the Willie Wilson gas giveaway? Mm-hmm. Why not address the gas tax? Just because obviously you give somebody a gas card, it does it for a minute, but the problem persists.
Well, we actually think that this is more impactful in the short and intermediate term than the gas tax. The city's gas tax is only 3 cents on a gallon, as opposed to what can happen with the state. So we really looked at a range of different options, that included, and really made the determination that this was the best way that we could reach the maximum number of people over a period of time and give them immediate relief that they actually feel. And no, this is something we've been talking about for a long time. You know, I mentioned probably a month, 6 weeks ago, driving through the city and seeing one of the gas stations along the expressway topping out at $6 a gallon for regular. That is shocking. You know, I'm not an expert on gas taxes, but there's no way you can tell me that that is just the normal market forces driving up the gas prices. And I'll repeat again what I said before.
It has been 2 months since the voters sealed the fate of Lori Lightfoot as a one-term mayor, a tough loss for Lightfoot, who had confidently predicted during the campaign that she would win a second term. Why do you think you lost the election?
Well, I think there were a variety of reasons. You know, again, I don't spend a lot of time looking in the rearview mirror.
Do you think there's anything you could have done differently that would have changed the outcome in February?
Yeah. 3,000 to 4,000 more votes across Black Chicago. That's the difference maker. There's a lot of anger, frustration, and fear that is present not only in Chicago but across our country, and the winds of dissension continue to blow at a furious pace. So for me, the biggest challenge wasn't some particular person's name on the ballot. The biggest challenge was breaking through what I call that anger bubble.
Lightfoot brushing off the notion that her reputation of having a combative leadership style turned voters off, and that if she had tried to come across as more likable, the election outcome may have been different.
You gotta be kidding me. Thank you, Alderwoman.
Remember back in 2020, unrest over the Grant Park statue, Columbus, a controversial figure to many for what historians say was a brutal subjugation of Native Americans. As a result, Chicago's mayor ordering the removal of several Columbus statues across the city. But in what the lawsuit alleges was a profanity-laced Zoom call with the mayor last October, the Park District's deputy counsel bearing the allegedly defamatory brunt of a mayoral tirade. You bleeps, what the bleep were you thinking? You make some kind of secret agreement with Italians. You're out there measuring your blank with the Italians, seeing who's got the biggest blank. I am trying to keep Chicago police officers from being shot, and you were trying to get them shot. My bleep is bigger than yours and the Italians, and I have the biggest bleep in Chicago.
Dolton Mayor and Thornton Township Supervisor Tiffany Henyard promised a $1 million giveaway, which turned out to be public funds. Henyard posted a message on her personal Facebook page earlier this week asking people to tune in to a live Facebook broadcast last evening for an announcement that she said could change their lives. $1 million giveaway in honor of Black History Month.
Of course, I'm gonna highlight female history makers like Madam C.J. Walker, Rosa Parks, Harriet Tubman, and now Tiffany Henyard.
Well, turns out the $1 million is part of the General Assistance Fund administered by Thornton Township, which is used for food pantries, senior services, and other social programs.
It's a shame that you do get dragged in the media for things people just say, hearsay. And I just wish that people would check facts before you judge. Don't judge anybody, because at the end of the day, you cannot judge anybody.
Former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot will serve as an outside attorney for the village of Dolton. Village trustees appointed her to investigate Mayor Tiffany Henyard. Henyard is facing allegations of corruption, reckless spending, and retaliation.
Lightfoot will also investigate a taxpayer-funded economic development trip to Las Vegas last May. On that trip, Mayor Henyard and a handful of village reps, including 2 trustees and her former assistant. The woman claims she was sexually assaulted by an unnamed trustee in Vegas and later fired. The state's Department of Human Rights has launched an investigation.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that incredibly warm and welcome reception. People in this village want something different, want to go in a different direction. And I want to assure you that it's for you that I am here. As someone who's made good governance the cornerstone of my public service career, I recognize maintaining the trust of those you serve and making decisions in their best interest is absolutely essential. The residents of Dolton deserve nothing less than a government that is fully accountable, responsive, transparent, and effective stewards of your precious tax dollars.
Lightfoot's a former federal prosecutor, but did do 4 years as the Chicago mayor and had plenty of, let's say, confrontations with William Kelly.
All right, William Kelly.
Thank you. Mayor Lightfoot, every time I ask you about crime in Chicago, you say crime is down. Real Chicagoans know that that's not true, that crime is up. I've been asked by real Chicagoans to ask you are you lying or are you incompetent?
I doubt very much that that's a question you've been asked
by anyone. That's a real question from real Chicagoans.
So I'm going to try to treat you.
The exact wording.
Sir,
I'm trying to clean it up.
Sir. God.
Okay.
You are one of the rudest people I've ever seen. You really are.
I am?
Yeah, you are, sir.
Okay.
You are,
I
sir.
would think that carjackers would be the rudest people.
Well, no, you're rude in this room.
Okay.
Because you want to give a speech and pontificate, but you don't actually want to listen to the facts. And the facts are...
Future historians are going to have a hard time understanding how you ever even became mayor of the city of Chicago. I intend to write that book. I intend to make sure that at least there is some possible way for the city of Chicago to move forward.
If we were writing a screenplay for Netflix, they would laugh us out of the room because it's so absurd. Dolton, Illinois has Mayor Henyard, who is under investigation or certainly under a tremendous amount of criticism by her own residents who refer to her as, quote, the worst mayor in America. So what have they done? They have apparently hired Mayor Lori Lightfoot at $400 an hour to investigate Mayor Tiffany Henyard. So when I heard this, I thought that it had to be a joke. You know, it would be like hiring O.J. Simpson to investigate the Menendez brothers or something. I mean, it's like, really, there isn't a better person that you can think of. You know, when she revoked my media credential, I brought her to federal court where she ignored subpoenas in federal court. Mayor Lightfoot is notorious for ignoring any transparency, okay? And now she's the one that is going to be investigating Mayor Henyard in Dolton, Illinois. I guarantee you, Greg, you have not heard the last of this story.
I think it's a great move. I think she can be an asset to this community and revealing the truth about what's really going on.
I'm going to talk to a lady I used to call Mama. Trustee Stubbs, look at me when I'm talking to you.
Nope.
Please. Don't act like you don't ignore me. Because I have a lot to tell about you. And you know how you came against you because I said, why are you in the bed with Muhammad? Why are you in the bed with Pearson? I asked you about BP Capital. Why would you take an organization out because you said they were ran by who? Racist slurs against the ethnical group that they need to get out of here because they're doing nothing? And I told you they do more for me than any of you? But yet, I want to know. Because we pouring our souls out here. We giving our all. And y'all sitting up here playing with us like it's nothing. You letting that woman tell you, say it's okay. Don't you do this. Don't you do that. And you sit in the back zone. That woman don't run nobody. She stepped out her body and she's not acting right. It's a shame, but ain't nothing we can do. That's why you can sit up there, Muhammad, so cool, so relaxed, bro. It ain't nothing we can do. We messed up. We trusted you.
Breaking tonight, one of the most chaotic meetings in Dolton that we've seen yet. Police had to stop it from getting physical.
Now, chairs were quickly shoved out of the way. There was already a heavy Dolton police presence for this heated trustee meeting. You can see officers trying to separate the two sides. There were those in support of Tiffany Henyard and those who support the efforts by the trustees to move forward with an independent investigation into Henyard's spending.
Okay, I'll make a motion that we approve overriding the mayoral veto issued on May 6, 2024.
Second.
Is that second?
After the completion of this vote, I would ask that Mayor Lightfoot, who's present today, get the opportunity to speak on this issue.
Is it something you want to say?
No, I would like Mayor Lightfoot to.
We're not going to grandstand today, so if it's something you want to say, we're done with our meeting. So
No,
if something you would like to say,
we can add it in the discussion.
Well, my discussion was stated, so I will request, and I don't think that the meeting will adjourn until that happens. So if we can prolong it as long as you would like, Mayor.
Well, I guess we will prolong it then, because at the end of the day, you can make your statement. This is not a political grandstanding moment, which this is what you guys turned it into. So you got something you want to say? You wrote a statement.
I made my statement.
You want to call a roll, clerk? You want to call a roll for his motion?
I got a concern. As I hear, we have an investigation going on by the FBI at this time over the village. Is that what's going on right now?
We do. Okay, you out of
Quiet,
order.
please. Quiet.
Serious statement.
Quiet. Everybody listen to y'all. Quiet.
So we got an investigation over the village as a whole, of all the employees or just elected officials?
Whatever they put in the subpoena.
Just trying to get some clarity on this here.
It was stated previously that there was an investigation done into what happened in Vegas, basically.
Holmes has been absent ever since allegations and a civil lawsuit claims he sexually assaulted a former Dolton employee on a village-funded trip to Las Vegas. He did not talk tonight, nor has he ever talked about this civil suit.
Also, the allegations or suspicion of commingling of funds or misuse of funds was another component of the request for this investigation.
This is the override,
So
right?
this is
Call
the
the roll.
override of the veto.
Override of the veto. Call the roll.
Okay.
He's
Stan
still,
Brown.
Stan is still in discussion. Go ahead, Stan, because you're in discussion.
So we're looking at paying
You're not the mayor. Hold on.
$400 an hour for this investigation with the FBI already doing it?
Yes.
Okay, guys. Excuse me. You gotta have order. You good? Okay. Go ahead, trustee. What you got? Stan?
That's it.
There-
That's it.
Okay. Call the roll, clerk.
Aye. Trustee Stan Brown.
No.
Aye.
Aye.
Trustee Holmes. Trustee Belcher.
Aye.
Motion passed to
All
override
right.
Mayor's veto.
Next on the agenda, is there a motion to adjourn?
I have a motion to suspend the rules.
Second. Guys, we're done with the meeting. All the grandstanding can stop. It's over with. Can I have a Okay, let's motion go. to adjourn? It wasn't a motion to adjourn, Mayor. Trustee Holmes, did you adjourn the meeting? Okay, he adjourned. Is there a second? Is there a second to adjourn the meeting? So I have a question because okay, guys. Because the attorney ain't saying nothing. Guys, you are out of order. Let her speak. Guys, let her speak. Okay, nobody gonna speak. We gonna clear the room. Let her speak. We're gonna clear the room. Let her speak. Guys, let her speak. Hello. Nobody's gonna be heard if you keep talking. Yes.
Is the attorney, excuse me, attorney, do we got a motion on the table for the record? I just want to know.
With all due respect, Lightfoot, you do not have the floor. We are adjourning our meeting so we can go. This is all grandstanding. This is what we're doing now. It's said that we have to go through this because everybody's using every opportunity for a political deployment. Like, guys, come on. Come on, guys. Guys.
Thank you.
Y'all will be.
What I will say is that it's an honor to be working on behalf of the residents of Dolton.
There's no respect.
We have
for
not
that, and that's what I'm saying,
rested
because
while
you was
this
once a mayor,
procedural
too.
matter
You
is
should
in
not even
limbo,
be
and we're not
disrespectful
going to
like that.
allow anyone to stop us and obstruct our ability to get to the facts. So thank you for your confidence, and we will continue working. Even though they turned the mics off, we will continue working on behalf of the residents of Dolton, and we will give you the facts that you deserve.
Okay, y'all done now? Y'all done with the grandstanding? Are y'all done with the grandstanding? All this was grandstanding. All this was plotted. Don't y'all see the political play right here? She was once the mayor of Chicago. She come here to create chaos. Think about it. But yet we sit here and we do this. Why would we pay anybody any money if y'all have the actual people, meaning the FBI's here? So why would we waste money that y'all say we don't have? All right, guys. All right. Clear the room. Clear the room, guys. This meeting's adjourned. Everybody out. That's what I told y'all. It's time to go. If everybody continue to stand for a prayer.
Father, we ask for your healing of this land, Father. And we thank you for this gathering of your leaders, Father. Continue to bless our great leader, Father, with courage, Father, with wisdom to lead your people. Father, we ask for a blessing upon this meeting, and for grace and peace. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Try to conduct things simply and things got out of hand. And it's largely because people, as we see, are being blocked out of the meeting, not allowed to speak. And when we follow Robert's Rules of Order, and they still refuse to allow it, the residents are frustrated.
I think this whole administration is ludicrous.
This is the case of them giving preferential treatment to non-resident supporters of an inept, illegitimate, corrupt administration.
In the end, the trustees, they were able to get enough votes to override the mayor's veto, which means Lightfoot's investigation into any wrongdoing moves forward with a paycheck